Alright, what's up everyone? So, how's everyone been? And the market seems to be a little bit more stable now, but are we in a bear trap or are we on the road to recovery? So, today basically is just going to be talking about did you buy, especially during the dips? I think buying during the dips, especially when the market has tanked a good, I would say, okay, from 800 billion to about 500 B, we actually dipped below 500 billion, right? Recently. So I think during these times, a lot of people actually exited their position for sure. Now, if you're very new to cryptocurrencies and you're very new to the stream, just want to let you know that I think in this space, it's always going to be a space of high volatility, uncertainty, banking on rumors. News probably will flow out later. So I think we have to kind of understand that we are currently in a unregulated, unlicensed market, right? So anybody and everybody can actually cause a lot of fear. But right now, of course, let me justify what has happened to the markets of late and why we actually experienced the dip that we had. So in the month of January, of course, okay, we had late December. Okay, so let's say we assume late December, right? So the part of December until so we were at 500 B. And then we climbed all the way aggressively to 830 billion, almost 830 billion to be exact, for the whole of last year to the early part of January. Now, then we had a very, very quick correction back down below 500 billion, which is to about 428. Now, somehow I had this. It's all intuition, guys. It's all intuition. So I feel that we do not have enough back testing in the cryptocurrency markets at the moment to actually give you guys proper back data, right? Back data is actually very, very important. I think anything 5 years and above would be best. But we kind of got really, really hot only last year. All right, to begin with, beginning of last year was, as you can see, if you look at 2017, very much flat, 20 Bs, and now we are already at 547 Bs in just a span of 1 year and 1 month. Okay, prior to that, if you pull back in the charts, looking at 2016, you have a little bit of volatility here and there, but it's not as crazy, compared to the year of 2017. So for those who actually stepped into 2017 of late, okay, I mean like recently, like 2017, you stepped into crypto, you would have experienced a variety of things. Now, regulations were definitely one of those things that you actually would have a chance to experience, which was, starting out the cryptocurrency markets back in 2017, it was very, very quiet. There was not much action. It was very, very straightforward. Everyone didn't really know what they were doing. I think people who were miners were a little bit ahead of the game, but in terms of investing and trading, there was very little, in terms of what you could do. So, there was Poloniex and Bittrex at the time, and I think there was Gemini already. So very, very little, right, in terms of the way that you could fund your accounts, effectively buy cryptocurrencies. But right now there seems to be a plethora of exchanges coming out, and the whole paradigm has shifted because market cap has really increased so aggressively that governments and the central banks of these of these countries cannot ignore cryptocurrency. So we have experienced multiple times that a collaborated effort to kind of shake the cryptocurrency market. So in July we had China making sure that all exchanges would have to exit gradually out of China. And so a large part of all these exchanges who used to control majority of the volume that was coming into the cryptocurrency markets, you have BTCC, you have Huobi, all having to move out, man. And after that, what happened was a lot of them actually moved to Hong Kong, and I think a large part of them actually had to move. I mean, Hong Kong would be the next best thing. It's the fastest. You can get business going quicker, and it's just easier to start registrations there. But right now, the rumor is that you have I think there are certain exchanges. I don't wanna cause any FUD, but I think what I've been hearing on the ground is that KuCoin is going to be affected. Now, this is, like I said, still a rumor. Nothing is confirmed, right? But this is what I heard in the grapevine. I'm not someone who uses KuCoin, but I think if you use KuCoin, you might want to go and check it out and validate this piece of information for yourself. And if you own the KuCoin token, right now I've noticed that it's down about 10%. So what does it mean? Okay, so if the rumors were true, an exit out of your KuCoin position would be one of the better things to do, unless they already found an alternative elsewhere. That means they are going to set up shop in another country, and you can still port over the KuCoin coins, right? So this is just for you guys to take note. I'm not sure how legit is the piece of news. It seems pretty legit because in our community, we move very, very fast. We understand things very, very quickly, and it's just a matter of what's real and what's not real, and making a decision as quickly as possible. So let's just take a look at how's KuCoin, and then we'll know, because KuCoin is traded only on its own. It's tanking slightly, so it's not like whoa, it became less than 30% overnight, right? This ain't BitConnect, right? So volume, market cap wise, dipped slightly below 1B. Wait, okay, I'm experiencing a little bit of slow internet, guys. Just hang on. Backdata stacks basically means that you have collected enough information to make sense of the market, right? I think in this space we have too little backdata at the moment, because last year was when the real volume came in, and right now a large part of that volume is controlled by either institutions, hedge funds, groups of whales, internet marketers collaborating together to form pump and dump groups, the usual shit. So it's just you need to have at least more back data, and news is always something that causes the markets to correct, especially bad news, regulatory news. That's the things that cause the market to correct. So right now I mean these are the things, these are the events that happen. Okay, this is not working. I'm not sure why, but yeah, okay. Yeah. So anyway, I feel that this market right now is very, very soft. We have to make sure that we are buying the dips. Okay. So buying the dips is one of the most so-called meme things, but actually very effective things to do, right? We in the cryptocurrency markets experience the kind of the worst pullbacks that no other financial market usually experiences, right? We do not have the need for leverage. We are just purely always picking up stuff whenever necessary. Hey, what's up, Hamza? Tiago. Hey, what's up, Tiago? Why is BitConnect recovering? I have no idea, man. Really, I have no idea. I mean, look, this space, a large part of it is a lot of irrational exuberance for no reason, right? And also, when a token is being traded on the exchange, even though the business is no longer around, it still can be traded on exchange because it still has volume, right? So as long as there's still volume, there's still demand and supply, despite the fact that the founders are probably moving away from the business. They definitely dumped it, right? But if people want to speculate and pick it up, go ahead, man. No one is stopping you from doing what you do best. I just woke up, man. I just woke up. There is lots to do today, actually. Going to an investor meeting. I've been doing a lot of investor meetings this past 3 months. A lot of investor meetings, and I tell you that the market going forward is actually very, very positive, especially for people who are in the space. Okay, if you are trading, right, I think it's very nerve-wracking. If you're trading, it's very nerve-wracking because you notice that, okay, let's say we started off in Poloniex, right? We started off in, I started off in Poloniex, okay? Then from then I had to move from Poloniex to Bittrex to, you know, currently now moving to Binance. It's really quite frustrating. It's really quite frustrating. You don't have a place that you can confidently just stay, you know, and trade and be happy. There's always some shit happening in the market, right? There's always some shit happening in the market. You can't safely just say, hey, you know, I just wanna, you know, I just want to trade and do well, you know. Yeah, it's just frustrating. So okay, so back to okay, so I just want to talk about what are the factors that have caused the market correction. I kind of forgot about that, drifted off a little bit. So there are kind of 4 to 5 factors. So let me try to get it from the group. Okay, let me see. Okay, so the first number one reason why we had this very, very strong correction was due to, of course, Korea, right? That was the very first blow. And then after that, Koreans are a little bit, they are basically fighting, right? Because there were government officials who were actually trading in cryptocurrencies, right? They knew about the news and they were effectively profiting off the market. And then we have, you know, and then of course we have, you know, a side that wanted to ban all exchanges and one side that wanted to regulate or at least tax people who were invested in the cryptocurrency markets, right, or trading in the cryptocurrency market. So you have that. Then we have, of course, you know, China. China already kind of happened. It already happened. It's not something new, but there are further steps that are going to be taken in China that's going to cause the cryptocurrency markets to be tighter in terms of regulation. So what has happened? Apparently, there's going to be some domestic ban of access. Okay, there's a banning of domestic access to centralized exchanges. So that's number 2, right? So maybe because of that, KuCoin is going to be affected. Who knows? You know, any kind of exchange that is still operating in China is going to be affected. Now, registered, obviously they're not usually registered in China, okay? But if they have like set up servers in China, then obviously it's going to be an issue. Because why you want to set up a server in China is because just basically faster transaction times and everything like that. Because if you set up your server like somewhere else, say in Korea, in the US or whatnot, and your exchange, you need the speed. Because you don't want to have people connecting from you know, China, and then actually your server is in the US, and then you route some VPN and all that. The whole process of the transfer of data is going to be very, very slow. So there will be a lot of market irregularities, and you know, the liquidity will not be accurate, or the books will not be accurate. So I think that is one reason. Now the third reason is the US markets has been very, very buoyant because of earnings, right? Q1 earnings. So a large part of that liquidity has kind of left, but at least I'm kind of happy that the liquidity is still around 300 billion in terms of market cap. 500 plus billion in terms of market cap. It didn't like I was expecting 400 B, right? I was expecting 400 billion in terms of market cap, guys. I wasn't even, you know, I was just staying in a little bit of Tether. So we had the strategy of having Tether, BTC, and altcoins would make up, you know, the balance, right? This was like the strategy. So we have one category of cash, because I was balanced. Okay, I was very, very balanced. So you have cash, you have BTC, Ethereum, that falls into one category because those are usually the go-to cryptocurrencies when you come from fiat, right? Then after that, it comes your altcoins. Then altcoins, I was very strict in terms of my selection. I didn't want to go to all over the place. I was looking at smart contract platforms with existing ecosystems, strong partnerships, come decentralized exchanges, right? And I practically was very tight. Because right now the market is still, especially in the early stage of this year, is still very uncertain. So I don't want to gamble, right? I don't want to take too many side bets. I've made so much money last year. I don't have to like keep chasing and with projects coming in, collaborations coming in, you don't have to put yourself into that position unnecessarily. So I think the most important thing for you guys is also to have a game plan, right? Because we have to be very adaptable in the cryptocurrency markets. You cannot just take things for granted that, I've been using this particular exchange for the longest time. It's, everything is going to be hunky-dory. That is not true. Okay, that is not true. So we have to be very cautious. Okay, what do you think about Tron? What do you think about Tron? Will it make a comeback? Tron, okay. I think Tron is one of those cryptocurrencies that has a lot of potential, but because of the sweetheart in Asia, guys, sweetheart in Asia, right? Chinese lady date.com. Okay, so what do I have to say about Tron? Now let's look at the person. I think the person is very important. When we invest in a particular crypto, right? We want to look at the team, right? The team is one thing, but I think the guy who hits the whole show, which is in this case Justin Sun, I think there's a lot of hate and love for this project. This is what I'm hearing from the ground, right? I am slightly invested in Tron, slightly, very slightly, guys. But I picked up Tron because I think the fact that he was the founder of the Paywall app. The Paywall app is a very popular app in China that allows you to meet people, but it's also an entertainment app as well. He's very much into content. He's looking into becoming a very large content creator, and I think he has collaborations with Game.com, which is huge as well. The fact that he has the name of he carries the title of Jack Ma's protege. Now, if I was having the weight of the world, on my shoulders, having that title, and also 2015, 2016, he was nominated, or at least he's on the list of Forbes 30 under 30, right, in China. So I think these kind of titles and Jack Ma's protege is, it's actually very stressful if you think about it. But of course, naturally, he's not someone who is a new entrepreneur, right? He's a successful entrepreneur. I think sometimes in business, you just want to get things done. So that's why there was the plagiarism of his white paper, right? And then after that, there was talks that he kind of dumped, I think, 6 billion of Tron, stuff like that. So I think there's still a large part of a mix, it's a mix in the market about Tron. But of course, it did recover, right, from where it was. I think it was around 4 cents, and then after that, it kind of skyrocketed back to the 8 cents region, 8-9 cents region. But I think this is going to be a very long roadmap. From what I saw, it's a very long roadmap. It's a little bit out of my scope, I must say, because it's not the immediate need. But I think if they're going to be handling games and whatnot, or at least planning to build the infrastructure for content and digital content and games, and incentivizing the content creators with Tron, it could work. I mean, look, it sounds very similar to like Steemit. Steemit already rewards its members who contribute content, right? You have Steemit tokens. But right now, for Tron, I would say that they still have yet to come out with their platform, right? Other than the ERC20 token, because now Tron is ERC20, but the market cap is like 6.9. So to me, it's still considered vaporware. But with the potential partnerships that are coming on top, let's see. Let's see what happens to Tron. Nobody knows. Okay. Yes, oh, right, so Yeah, so there's also, yes, so another few factors that we want to speak about is you have taxation in various countries. Now, of course, the US being US will definitely be taxing trades. That's already a given. Also, for people who are declaring their taxes, doing their taxes this year. So this year, maybe some of them have exited the market, at least a portion of their portfolio. So this might have constituted to that, right? So that kind of had an effect on the market as well. Because if you're doing a yearly declaration, yearly declaration, right, then you're going to be able to have a 15% tax for your capital gains. So maybe a lot of citizens have done that. Yeah. Okay, oh yes, physical gold, yes, all the while. I'm going to repeat this again. Every year, I have this strategy where whatever profits that I take, right, a portion of that will go to cash, right, and then a portion of that will go to gold, right. It's a very boring asset, okay. Gold is a very boring asset, guys. But you know what? Sometimes it's just good to have some physical gold, not paper gold, physical gold. Because it's a proven asset. It's recognized. Okay, it's just recognized. It's been around for centuries, and then for the fact that right now in the cryptocurrency markets, when you make so much profits, right, you want to own some tangible assets. Now, gold has of course been trending upwards. Let's check out the latest gold prices, right? So I use Bullion Star to buy my gold. Man, what is up with the internet today, man? My internet is not doing too well for some weird reason. Okay, so if we look at, whoa, the charts are all not loading, man. What is up? This is strange, guys. This is very, very strange. My internet connection seems okay, right? I'm streaming alright, right? You guys can hear me, the whole stream is clear, but it doesn't seem to be loading, man. Every single thing is loading, or is it? Wait, let me see. Let's try. Okay, let me try to see whether I can use another browser, but you guys can't really see. Not sure whether is it Mozilla acting up or is my... Oh, you see? It's actually Mozilla acting up, guys. When I use Google Chrome, it loaded up. Okay, so gold is currently at 1,753 US dollars per ounce, right? So it has obviously moved up quite significant. Oh, sorry, that's to Sing dollars. Let me give you the US dollar equivalent. And also US dollars has been tanking, by the way, against all major currencies. So that probably constituted to a large part of the stocks going up. So sorry. So gold to US dollars is 1,327 US dollars per ounce. Yeah, so yeah, it has been very, very consistent. So let's say we take a look at the year. If you had been collecting gold since I mentioned early part of the year of 2017, I did mention that whatever gains that you got from these cryptocurrency markets, you should at least put 10% into physical gold, right? I'm not a silver guy, but I'm a gold guy. So that was at 1,002. Right now we have gold at above 1,003. So yeah, you've kind of benefited. You have $100 increase per ounce of gold, right? So that's not too bad. I mean, you can't expect everything to function like the cryptocurrency markets. It's sometimes good to diversify outside of crypto, guys. I think I have some people who blockchain internet. No, man, I wish. No, we are still far away, bro. We are still far away from the blockchain internet, guys. So okay. We have a lot of things that we can cover. So okay, so yeah, so anyway, correct. It is definitely the browser, because right now I'm looking at my Google Chrome. It's actually fine, but you know, it's all good. Don't worry about it, man, guys. Okay, so store of value until now. Right now, people have moved from Bitcoin to so-called Bitcoin to gold. But Bitcoin is extremely volatile. As you can see, physical gold is very, very stable. It doesn't fluctuate much in a particular year, as you can see. I mean, yes, you have market movements from $100, but that's just basically about it. But you have cryptocurrency like Bitcoin, you know, it can tank like 30%, right? Because we had the high of 20K. And then after that, we had this huge correction that occurred. Right? Oh man, this is shit, man. The browser is still not functioning right. Let me see if I can switch browsers. Alright, so yeah. Let me see. Okay. What are your thoughts on INS ecosystem? Great channel, by the way. Love from Australia. Thank you so much, Sean. Right, INS is something that is very new to the market. It has not really, you know, I think it's still far away from what it's supposed to develop. Give it some time. Even the Cardano, what do you call it? The Cardano ecosystem is still not up yet, so it's going to take some time. Loopring, yes. Okay, oh yes, I was about to comment a little bit about decentralized exchanges. Guys, as much as decentralized exchanges will be kind of a hot topic this year due to all of the so-called fear of regulatory bans and whatnot, you cannot entirely ban crypto. Let's just put it this way, you cannot entirely ban crypto, right? I think you have to understand that no government can, but you can ban the exchanges, right? Once you ban the exchanges, all these things will start to happen. What's up, Tashi? What is up, my man? Then I was about to say, right? Okay, decentralized exchanges. Decentralized exchanges will be a very hot topic this year, as of all topics, right? But I think most important thing is that how are these decentralized exchanges going to provide liquidity? Okay, give me a second. The baby is needing some milk, and my mom-in-law is helping out. Yes, okay, so the decentralized exchanges are definitely going to need to struggle with liquidity providers. So that's one thing, and there's going to be multiple liquidity exchanges that are coming out simultaneously, or at least this year. So they're going to be vying for reserve managers who can provide that particular crypto or even provide fiat. Yeah, this is definitely the issue. Yeah, of course, cheeky crypto. For sure, man. This is definitely the issue. It's not about creating the platform, right? For the platform to function properly. Okay, that's one thing, obviously. And what's the user interface going to be like? What's the speed of this exchange going to be like? Hey, what's up, James? So you're going to have this issue. You're going to have this issue happening over and over again. Goal is called cover your ass. Nice one, MF Gallery. Yeah, you have to cover your ass, man. In this space, if you don't cover your ass and you put all your money into crypto, that is just high risk, man. So this is one thing that I've always been advocating in my group, right? Because if you don't, like, guys, cryptocurrencies are fun and all. It gets you very involved. It seems like the next big thing. But if you cannot eat, you cannot pay your bills, you cannot send your kids to school with all this, then what is the point? What is the point? People in the financial markets, right, they are trading stocks all the time. They're staying invested in stocks all the time because there's a reason to stay in there, because, well, then again, it's also so-called proven, right? Not that you cannot be bankrupt or lose money in stocks, but I'm just saying that if you stay invested in the top stocks, they always pay a dividend every quarter. I'm not sure how fantastic that dividend is, but I think if you notice that a lot of all these cryptocurrencies are following a certain similar business model. Now, the next one that I want to speak about is actually equity-like tokens. Now, this is a very we have to talk about this equity-like tokens. Equity-like tokens means that they literally have this share buyback, they have this dividend model that they are going to be providing members of the community who kind of support the token. Now, whether this falls into the category, whether they pass the Howey test or not, I think a lot of people maybe at some point don't care, because I think when we start off in this space, it's all about financial inclusion. Okay, financial inclusion is very important, and that is why we are enjoying this space, because we have a chance to be part of a revolution, or we have a chance to be part of a company, we have a chance to be part of the company's growth. Now, the traditional analysts or the financial markets, right, at least people who are from the financial markets will say, hey, crypto is not stocks, right? Crypto is not stocks. You gotta understand this. Crypto is not stocks, and you have this. You are not owning equity in the company, so you cannot say that it's the same, right? Which is true. When you do when any of these platforms create an ICO, you are able to participate. You're actually capitalizing the company. You're providing more cash into their balance sheets. Now, what they do with the money, you have to trust them that they're going to do what they say they're going to do. Because a large part of these companies are not going to make it, guys. Let's just put it this way. But if they have strong financial backers from the very beginning, all right, like for example, a lot of hedge funds, I think you've seen Fambushi Capital. That name kind of comes up a lot. But if they're going to be seeding 100, 200K, that's actually quite a lot to get a startup going. And which is what's been happening, right? Because the ICO phase is like only a matter of months. And if they had created enough strength in the community and they've approached the right marketing companies to help them execute their ICO campaign, it can be very successful, and the seeders can get out rather quickly. But I think these days, most companies who are really here to build it are locking in the fiat investors. That means these are the pre-ICO round, where fiat investors are VC money, okay, usually VC money, coming in. They're going to be locked in for anywhere from 6 months to even 12 months to even, I've heard, 24 months. I think that's pretty good, because you want to create stability, and you don't want people to dump your coins. I think usually the dumping happens from the crowd sale level. That means the people who are getting in early, 3 to 4 months before, and then after that, when it launches on the exchanges, there's a lot of hype, the price also goes up, you guys get a chance to dump it. I think that's fine. That's very normal. It happens even in the stock markets as well. So this is what's happening over and over and over again, right? A lot of people are making money flipping ICOs. But at some point, you want to ask yourself, aren't there real credible projects out there that are worth investing in? So of course, recently we kind of come together, especially from Discord group. We entered one of a very solid ICO that we found very early, right? And I think these are the things that we want to confidently be able to invest in, right? Because ICOs are actually 10%. I would always recommend ICOs to be 10% of an overall individual's portfolio, because they are still considered a startup. But there are companies that already have products before they launch, right? So this is something very important. If you don't have everyone's here for a cash grab. They think that just because they have a white paper, they think they have a great marketing team, and they start spending money and hiring YouTubers and influencers on Twitter and whatnot. They think that their ICO is going to skyrocket. Yes, in most cases, because this market is still very new, no one wants to kind of miss out in the next big project, and there's so much talk about ICOs making a ton of money for a lot of people. But I think you have to have some kind of discernment. This channel has never been about hype. This channel has always been about facts, right? We are just that kind of channel, right? We are not here to pump it and then after that, in the end, it doesn't have anything behind it. We want people to be able to put their money into various cryptocurrencies and have that chance to go about their day. They're happy, they're healthy, they can continue their lifestyle. That's what we do, really. And investing is never interesting, it's never exciting, to be honest with you. When we do a lot of our groundwork and analysis, especially with all the teams, speaking to the CEOs, the CFOs, it's a very, very tiring job, guys. It's damn tiring, I tell you, because you have to ask so many different kinds of questions, and they usually are pretty much prepared, right? They're pretty much prepared, but you can sometimes catch, you can ask them certain tough questions that, by the way they respond, you can more or less know whether they are here for the long run, right? So that's what we specialize in, right? We're really focused on the people. Technology is one thing, product is one thing, services is one thing, partnerships is one thing, but ultimately it is the people that decide the success of the cryptocurrency. What facts are behind Tron? Well, right now, Tron has actually not much stuff. Nothing much. It's just a concept, right? But Tron, why I put some money into Tron, some money, I repeat again, I put some money, is because for the fact that this particular individual has a lot to show for. Can you imagine that you kind of get off the gate and then there's so much, like a lot, the whole like plagiarism and everything all started to come out. I think I repeated myself, but I'm not going to repeat again. But very quickly, just for you, since you just came onto the stream, a person like Justin, I think, wants to prove himself, right? You just have to. You can't just come in and raise so much money and have a market cap of like 6 billion and expect that people are going to roll over and wait for something to happen. They're going to complain, they're going to make sure that you deliver, they're going to make sure that you're someone who is credible in the space. And I think he's that kind of guy, right? He is that kind of guy. So let's just wait and see. Ah yes, Dragon Chain. Dragon Chain, I think Dragon Chain is one of another smart contract platform that has strong backing, right? I think the backing is Disney, right? So if you have a name like that backing up, even though you're still vaporware, you still get some traction. That's the thing about this space. You still get some traction. So right now, I think any kind of strong, large conglomerate that comes on board and wants to invest in blockchain or even funds, because it's just a little bit of money, guys. It's a little bit of money, right? So with that little bit of money, you can create, further capitalization for the parent company. I mean, why not? But usually more often than not, you don't have to. Honestly, I think a team, hi Don. So I think a team that has this kind of funding, right? I think 1 mil is more than enough. Really 1 mil to hire all the developers, the CTO, the cryptographers, developers, and whatnot to kind of start building on the platform, deciding on the consensus algorithm. This is just the basic. But a lot of platforms are really focusing on just smart contract platforms. I would like to see how they effectively monetize. Yeah, I think that is what I want to observe. How do you effectively monetize the blockchain, and not just ICO on top of ICO and ICO? All right, guys, I've run out of time. It was wonderful speaking to you guys. Like I said, if you have any questions, feel free to comment in the comment below, and don't forget to like and then subscribe and turn on the notifications for the next stream. All right, see you guys. Peace out.